You know, one of the most interesting things about being a Cowboys fan is just how passionate this fan base is, and that really shows up whenever there's a survey or poll about the team. Recently, a survey was done with Dallas Cowboys fans, and the results give us a pretty good snapshot of where people's heads are at right now. There's a mix of excitement, some frustration, and plenty of opinions on what this team really needs moving forward. From the feedback, it's clear that fans want to see progress, but they're also holding the team accountable in a way only Cowboys fans can. The survey touched on the current roster and how fans feel about the pieces in place. Some fans are optimistic about the young talent coming in, while others are concerned about certain positions that haven't been fully addressed yet. The survey also revealed that there's a lot of curiosity around some of the newer additions and how they'll fit into the team's bigger picture. It's this kind of honest conversation that helps us all understand the pulse of the fan base. What I want to ask you is, where do you stand? Do you think the Cowboys have enough talent right now to make a real push this season? Or do you feel like the front office still needs to make some key moves to shake things up? Drop your thoughts down in the comments. I'm really curious to hear you agree with what the survey found or if you see things differently. And hey, if you're new here or haven't done it yet, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell. We're all about keeping you updated with everything Cowboys, and you don't want to miss what's coming next. When it comes to new players shaking up the Cowboys roster, George Pickens has definitely caught a lot of attention. Signed as what some call a one-year rental, Pickens brought a fresh energy to the team and gave fans some real moments to get excited about. His speed, route running, and playmaking ability showed flashes of what could be a much bigger impact if he sticks around. But the big question on everyone's mind is, should the Cowboys be looking to re-sign him, or is he just a short-term piece? From the survey, it's clear fans are split. Many appreciate the immediate boost Pickens gave the offense, especially with his knack for making clutch catches and stretching defenses. On the other hand, some fans worrying about relying too heavily on a player who might only be around for a single season. The concern is that one-year contracts can sometimes lead to inconsistency or limit the team's ability to build long-term chemistry. What makes Pickens interesting is that he's proven himself capable of stepping into a high-pressure situation and producing. That's no small feat in Dallas, where expectations are sky-high. Fans are definitely rooting for him to be a bigger part of the team's future, but the reality is the Cowboys' front office has to balance talent, salary cap, and team needs. That's why this one-year deal is so important to watch. It's almost like a trial run. So I want to ask you directly, do you think George Pickens is worth locking down with a longer deal? Or should the Cowboys use this season to evaluate other options? Hit the comments with a simple yes or no and tell me why. And while you're at it, share your favorite Pickens moment from this year so far. It could be that clutch catch, that big block, or just his energy on the field. If you're pumped about what Pickens has done for the Cowboys, make sure to smash that like button. It really helps the channel grow and keeps us bringing you all the latest Cowboys news. And if you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell. You won't want to miss the next update. Now, let's talk about the Cowboys' approach with free agents, especially those signing one-year contracts like George Pickens. It's a strategy that has its upsides and downsides, and from the fan survey, you can tell that opinions vary quite a bit. On one hand, signing players for just a year allows the Cowboys to stay flexible, avoid long-term commitments, and see how a player fits before making a bigger investment. On the other hand, this approach can create uncertainty and sometimes hinder building consistent team chemistry. Dallas has a history of mixing both long-term stars and shorter-term free agents, and this blend can keep the roster fresh and competitive. But with the salary cap constantly fluctuating, the front office has to be smart about where to spend money and which contracts to offer. Fans from the survey expressed some frustration though feeling that relying too much on one-year deals might slow down the process of building a championship-caliber team. Stability, they say, comes from locking down key players for the long haul. It's also worth noting that short-term deals can sometimes work wonders. If the player performs well, the Cowboys can either negotiate a better contract or use their improved value to make trades or other moves. Pickens, as a one-year rental, is a perfect example of this dynamic. But it's a delicate balance between patience and urgency, and Dallas needs to get it right. I want to hear from you. Do you think the Cowboys should continue focusing on short-term free agent contracts to stay flexible, or should they prioritize longer contracts to build a stable core? Vote yes if you think flexibility is key, or no if you want more long-term deals. Then tell me why in the comments. And while you're thinking about that, what kind of free agent signings would you like to see the Cowboys pursue next? Defensive stars, offensive weapons, special teams? Drop your thoughts below. If you find this kind of deep dive helpful, hit that like button and make sure you're subscribed with notifications on. The channel's goal is to bring you all the latest news and analysis straight from Cowboys HQ. Looking ahead, the survey gave us a clear idea of what Cowboys fans want to see. In terms of future moves, there's no shortage of opinions on which positions the team should prioritize next offseason. Some fans are pushing hard for more help at wide receiver, while others want to see reinforcements on the offensive line or a boost on defense. It's that mix of different needs that keeps the off-season chatter lively. One of the biggest takeaways is that fans want the Cowboys to be aggressive but smart. They're hoping the front office targets players who can make an immediate impact but also fit the team culture and the long-term vision. Whether that means drafting well, signing free agents, or making trades, the goal is clear: build a team that can compete now and in the future. There's also a lot of excitement around potential surprise moves. Fans are curious if Dallas will pursue a quarterback upgrade or bring in veterans who can mentor the younger guys. The survey even mentioned some names that fans would love to see in silver and blue, though how realistic those moves are is another story. I want to know what you think. What position do you believe the Cowboys should focus on for their next big signing? Wide receiver, offensive line, defense, or quarterback? Vote in the comments with your pick. And if you've got a dream signing or trade target in mind, don't hold back. Let's get a good conversation going. If you're as fired up as I am about what's next for the Cowboys, go ahead and smash that like button and make sure you're subscribed with notifications on. We're here to keep you in the loop with every update, every rumor, and every official move. So as we wrap this up, the big picture becomes clear. Cowboys fans aren't just sitting back and watching. They're paying attention, they're passionate, and they're speaking up. Whether it's about George Pickens, the team's free agent strategy, or what moves should be made next, the fans' voice is part of what makes being in Cowboys Nation so special. And this survey, it's just more proof of how much the fans care and how invested they are in seeing this team succeed. What we're seeing is a fan base that wants accountability. They want smarter decisions, stronger commitments, and a clearer path forward, and most of all, they want to win. Whether it's through developing young players or bringing in key veterans, Cowboys fans are watching every move, and their feedback matters more than ever. If you're still with me right now, I want to thank you for being part of this community. Your opinions, your energy, your loyalty, it all drives what we do here on the channel. And if you're new, this is your moment to jump in. Subscribe to Cowboys News TV right now and hit that notification bell, because we're on the road to 15,000 subscribers, and every single one of you helps us get there. Before we go, I want to hear one last thing from you. Based on everything we talked about in this video, are you feeling optimistic about the Cowboys' future? Yes or no? Let me know in the comments and tell me why. I read all your thoughts, and you better believe they help shape the direction of this channel. And hey, if you found value in this breakdown, like the video, share it with your fellow Cowboys fans, and keep the conversation going. Because whether it's the off-season or game day, there's always something to talk about when it comes to America's team.